Today's question comes through Facebook from Chris Wetzel, and Chris is asking about the lower body in the backswing, please. Saying that he's noticed, I think it was Jordan Spieth actually, a young sort of tour pro coming through on the scene now. Yeah, Rookie of the Year, I think he was last year. So looks like he's going to have a successful season, hopefully this season. Now, he's noticed that Jordan Spieth had a very stable, or very quiet lower body. And he said he actually went to the driving range thinking of this and noticed that a lot of the amateur guys would have a very active lower body. So he said, what are the benefits or the bad things about having too much lower body movement or not enough? So I thought it'd be a great video to do today to actually show you what we look for when we're coaching our amateur guys and see how we check this. And, you know, a couple of things we'll go through with you guys that you can do at home. So first of all, when it comes to low body stability, Piers, if somebody's struggling with this, we want to see, actually, first of all, can you stabilise the lower body? We go through an exercise. Yeah, we give them a test. We want to see, can you stabilise it? So Piers, you're going to go through that.
Grab all of that if you could. Okay, so what we need to do is go into your golf stance, crisscross your arms across your shoulders, and it helps obviously if you've got a mirror in front of you or a video camera or even someone telling you, and your job is to rotate your upper body, keeping your lower body still. So the lower body, as underneath that shaft now, I don't want moving. So it's not a golf swing, it is just, can you rotate one part of your body and keep the other part stable?
This looks very simple, okay? Now, it looks very simple. Piers is pretty good at this. Now, we get a lot of our amateurs to check this, and we see a lot of different motions. So, Piers, what do we see?
We've seen this. I've seen golf pros do this, by the way, as well. You can do some pretty funky movements. Sometimes people do that as well. So it's, you know, their mind has got to be able, and their mobility has got to be able to get this move here, upper body rotate, keeping this stable, under control. That's what we want by stable, isn't it?
Yeah, and then, like I say, it's very important to be able to separate the upper body from the lower body and vice versa. Now, that drill or that test is going to help you to see, can you stabilise it? If you can't stabilise it, then you need to work at that.
Keep practicing it. Keep practicing it.
Yeah, you need to work at that. So that's how we test it, Piers. Now let's show you guys how we measure it. Actually, no. First of all, let's talk about what Chris has actually seen the amateur guys at the range doing.
So what Chris has said is that the lower body looks what he would perceive as to be unstable when a left knee for a right-handed golfer, a left knee going towards the right knee, the trail knee. Now, absolutely, I do not feel stable or under any control whatsoever doing this motion. Now, I do know people like Nicklaus and Watson, the left heel comes up in the air, but they're still very stable in their lower body.
On the right side, they'd be very, very stable.
Absolutely, they're under great control still. But if you see someone who moves off the ball like this, then yes, there's going to be a lot of problems.
So that's what we get. That's a common thing that we see with a lot of amateur guys. So this is how we measure it. So Piers can take his setup. And what we would do when we're analysing our students is we'll draw a line from the right hip or the trail hip down to the heel. And what we'd like to see is if Piers makes a backswing now.
Oh, we're going to put me under pressure now.
Yeah, we've got to make sure you do it right. So what we'd like to see is that right side or trail side can maintain or stay against the line. Okay, and you can see the legs and the lower body are quite quiet there. Do that again. Great, so you can see really quiet or stable lower body, but Piers is still making a good rotation. That's the key thing here. He's
still got to turn. Still got to turn.
Turning, yeah. So although he's stable, doesn't mean he's still allowing the body to turn. So if we go through a bad one there, Piers, that we see.
So we see this all the time, and so many bad shots are caused because of this. We got to move this way. We call it a sway. So when the hip goes that way, crashes through the line. I'll do that again. So get the line up there, and then from there, crashes through the line. I have got no stability in that lower body. Sometimes we see people who work so hard against that, or there may be some of the funky things going on in the hips, they come off the line.
Too much.
I would prefer to see that, especially with an iron, if there were to do any of the bad ones, but obviously what we want is to stay on that line. And for me, I always feel this myself on the inside of the leg. I've got great control on the inside of the leg is flexed, but I'm really working hard at keeping that there.
And if you are somebody who has the instability in your backswing, you will feel a great stretch or a coil between the upper body and the lower body, and that's where we create this, a lot of this power, and that's where we can really sequence the downswing to create that distance as well.
So, I feel loaded up, ready to go from there. So
we talk about that a lot, don't we?
You know, when I get into this position here, I really feel that I can drive from here, and power, accuracy becomes a lot easier.
Restoring that energy in the backswing, that's the purpose really of it. So I hope that gives you there, Chris, an understanding of what we look for in terms of when we're coaching our golfers. And I think the lower body stability is such an important part, because it has a knock-on effect from power, accuracy, distance, so many things in the golf swing. If you can control the lower body, it is then going to be much easier to get the upper body to do
It's the
a better
most
job.
important thing for us, for sure. You know, this middle part of the body, control it, and you've got a chance.
Great.